Hello everyone, we missed you here at Killer Shrew Fans Killer Toy Reviews, so we are going to bring you yet another video today. Today we're going to be looking at our last, new for 2017, Safari Ltd figure. It is this guy, the new for 2017 Safari Ltd Tylosaurus, and we are very excited to take a closer look at this figure. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. As you can see, he has got the typical Safari Ltd tag right there with a little factoid inside. You can learn more about this figure on the website, but we're not going to bore you with that right now. He does have the nifty rubber band holding it in place, so you can take that off, put it on as you please, for display, diorama, or just to make it look like it just came off the shelf, which is a great system if you ask me. So starting off at the head of this figure, as you can see, Safari Ltd has sculpted tiny microscopic scales to cover this marine reptile, which I think is very nice that they put a texture on him. They could have just made him eel-like and smooth, but they didn't. They went the extra mile with it, so good job on that, Safari. In the mouth there, as you can see, they have sculpted individual, very sharp-looking little teeth that don't really hurt, you know. If you have a kid and you're watching this video to find out if this is suitable for a kid, I think the teeth are pretty safe. On the inside, they did not really sculpt a palate, but as you can see, they've got that second set of teeth back there, which we know the Tylosaur and other marine reptiles had. So it's great to see them including those sort of scientific accuracies. The tongue is not really moist on this model. It's just sort of flat pink, which is a little disappointing, but I can forgive it. And again on this figure, it looks as if they've gone back to sort of the Carnegie eye with the golden eye and then the black pupil. It's nice and glossy, so it looks very lifelike and attentive, so I think that's pretty cool. The mouth sort of has, I don't know if this is just sloppy painting or what the deal is, but it looks like the paint from the cheek has spilled over onto the lips, which is sort of unfortunate. I wish the paintwork was a little more crisp and clear on this guy. It happened on both sides to different extents, but I'll forgive it, I guess. They've had some pretty good figures this year. What's some paint blemishes, you know? Alright, and as you can see, they have sculpted all the little wrinkles as he turns his head to look slightly to the left there, possibly towards a fish or a prey item of some sort. On the underside, they have sculpted a very detailed wrinklage under the neck as the mouth opens and the skin catches and bags and folds up. On the other side, you see the same sort of wrinklage going on just above the throat area. Moving down towards the fins, you see that they have sculpted more of those scales onto the fins with some nice wrinklage right at the top of the fin as the skin bunches up with the fins moving. You know, how it would paddle forward and all that nonsense. The scaling and texture continues all the way down, and it's really picking up very nicely in the light here. You've got the back paddles on both sides, again with the scaling going on, going all the way down the tail to a very fluke-like end, which we know they had flukes to help propel them through the water. On the underside there, you've got the pertinence, Tylosaur 2017, Safari Ltd, all that noise. Overall, this figure has a very striking paint job. It's very tiger-like. Someone pointed out that it would make sense for a figure, a marine reptile, especially if it was hunting in the kelp or whatnot, to have this sort of tiger stripe to help it blend in. And it's got these sort of darker paint job, lighter underside to help it sort of camouflage. If you saw it under, you would see the glare of the sun, and you wouldn't pick up on this. And on the other side, if you were looking down, the darker colors would help it blend into the bottom of the seafloor, which, you know, I mean, that happens in nature, so it's very cool to see them referencing that sort of thing in their sculpts. And again, this paint job is very striking. I mean, it's got a great look to it. I don't know, I'm sort of at odds with it. It's striking, very tiger-like. I just don't know how I feel seeing that on a marine reptile. It's not as subtle as it could be, I feel like, is what I'm trying to get at. But overall, this is a great figure. It's got a great feel, great shape, great look to it. Overall, I can't find much to complain about with it. I think Safari Ltd did a very good job with it. Just how big is this Tylosaurus? Well, let's bring in our trusty dusty tape measure and find out. So from the tip of the tail all the way to the tip of the snout, you're looking at right around 10 inches long. And at its highest point, which I think is going to be the fluke back here or somewhere in that zone, you're looking at right around 2 inches off the ground, a little under 2¼ inches, right in that tail area, because I think the tail goes a little higher than the head. I'm not sure if that's how it looks on camera. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. That's just how I'm measuring it right now. Let's get into some size comparisons for you guys. Let's bring in some other Safari Ltd figures. Here we have the Liopleurodon, also been reviewed on the channel. Link will be down below. And I think these actually size up pretty accurately to each other. I think the Tylosaur was supposed to be, 45 feet long, and the Liopleurodon was about 30. So these guys look good displayed next to each other. They sort of have the same sort of look with the striping and the darker top and the lighter underside. So I think it's nice that they have that sort of display compatibility going on. Next up, we have the Safari Ltd Elasmosaurus there. I had to check and make sure that's what that one was called. Again, this one has been reviewed on the channel. Link will be down below. And this Elasmosaurus kind of looks boring compared to this Tylosaur. I mean, that's just my opinion on the matter. You can check out my thoughts on this guy in the video. And again, we do not have a banana for you guys to compare this to, so we're going to bring in yet another interesting comparison. It is this guy, the Carnegie version of the Tylosaurus. And overall, I think I prefer the Carnegie version to the Safari Ltd version. I mean, I think the Safari Ltd version has the more updated sculpt, but as you can see, the Tylosaur from Carnegie is much bigger than this new one, and it sort of looks more natural. It doesn't look as in your face with its design. It's a lot more subtle and eel-like, which I appreciate, and they put a nice gloss to it that makes it look like a creature, you know, that lives in the water. It's wet. It's got a sheen to it. And this guy just has a matte finish, which is kind of a letdown. Again, I think the sculpture on this one is better. I think the overall look of this one is better. Just my thoughts. And that will conclude our look at the new for 2017 Safari Ltd Tylosaurus. I think overall this figure is deserving of a 7 out of 10. It's very accurate, it's got an eye-catching look to it, but it could have been better in some places. I think that will just about do it for our look at the Safari Ltd 2017 lineup. I think I just left out the Dinocurus, the Microraptor, and the Quetzalcoatlus. But I really have no interest in picking those figures up. They just look a little boring to me. But I am happy with what Safari Ltd did this year. All of their figures, all in all, were very well done. I really do think this was the year for Safari Ltd. But I want to know what you guys think of their lineup this year. Which one was your favorite that we took a look at? Was the Tylosaur deserving of a 7, or do you disagree with me? I want to know your opinions down below. Which one's your favorite? What do you think of this new one? Let us know all that down below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't be afraid to hit that like button, give us a subscribe for more killer toy videos, and we will see you in our next video.